At this time of year, our gardens bring us so much joy, and picking the fruits of your labour is just something else. So join me on this episode as I harvest some produce from my allotment as well as my garden at home. The more sweet peas that you pick, the more blooms to follow. Here I am picking as many sweet pea flowers as I can. What can I say? The fragrance is absolutely intense. So what are you getting up to in your gardens right now? What's doing well in your garden and what's not? So stick around and join me whilst I'm on my allotment plot harvesting, and I'll talk you through what I do with my freshly picked veg. Hello my friends, and welcome back to Amir's allotment. In this episode I will be sowing, as I was just talking to you I was completely distracted. Behind the camera there was quite a few goldfinches that literally just flew behind you, so they look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, they're wandering around on my allotment plot looking for something nice. But anyway, enough of that distraction. Today on the allotment I am going to be harvesting some first earlies, some shallots and some garlic. Let's see how we do. So this should be Red Duke of York. So let's take a look at how these are. Straight away, a nice red Duke of York, which is actually a decent size. See what the rest are like. Nice. That's a seed potato. It's like finding treasure. I know if these are left longer, they get quite big. They do put on a nice size, which is what I really like about this early potato. Okay, so it's all definitely succumbed to the rust now, and let's see what we've got. So it's the first one. I have a feeling we might not get very many bulbs that have split, because this was only planted in March, but that's a nice sized garlic there, so that's not bad. Side. Again, a really nice sized bulb. It's been a bit wet, so they're a bit soggy, but I'm glad I'm removing them now, because yeah, we don't want these to, especially when they're like this, they're ready to be taken out. But again, that's a nice size. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Really good sized bulbs. Now I don't think they've split, and that's because they were planted out in March, so I don't think they had enough cold temperature in order to split. So let's try these shallots now. It's a variety called Hermin. It's a French shallot that has quite a thin skin to it. Just grab my trowel. You can tell it's ready because it's all sort of flopped to its side. Great, look at that, lovely. They are really nice. And white with, yeah, very thin skin. Actually, it's the first time I've ever tried these shallots, and these are looking good. Great. I really like the look of these shallots. First time I've grown them, and they're great because, yeah, I expected them to have like a really thick layer of skin, and they don't. So that's really, really impressive. In fact, I think it was Mike at the channel Sow Grow Eat. He did say to me that you will not be disappointed by the this variety of shallot Hermin, and Mike, you were right. These look absolutely fantastic. They look great. So wise words. The more I'm taking out, the bigger they're actually getting, which is really a lovely surprise. So yeah, great. Has done really, really nicely. Some really nice big cloves there as well. Not really separated, but that's all right. It was only sown in the spring, but because it had succumbed to the rust, decided to harvest that. So a lovely harvest of garlic, and then a lovely amount of shallots as well. Lots there. So they have done really well as well. And then we've got our potatoes. And quite a few first earlies, Red Duke of York. I'm also going to pick some green garlic from my garden at home. I used this garlic in my salad bed to help deter the slugs, but I also use it as green garlic, so we cook with the green as well. So what I'm just doing is picking this. Now sometimes what I would do is just snip this but leave the bulb in the ground, just to, because sometimes you get more green that way, but also I just find it helps me, well, in my head I think it helps deter the slugs. But anyway, let's just pick this one through. So take a look, there's a tiny little garlic clove which you can use in your cooking. So just snip off that and we've got a tiny little garlic clove that can be used in our cooking, and all this lovely green that has no rust can be used as well, similar to the way you would use a spring onion. Okay, let's do another one here. Just pick this one. It's the size of one clove, but all this green as well that you can use, so really, really useful. So if you don't need to always pull the whole lettuce, you can just pull some really nice healthy leaves that you need. Just pop it here. Spotted this little fella in my veg beds. It's definitely been helping me out in my garden. Let me pop him back into the pond. I only have a tiny pond in my garden at home, but you would be amazed at how much wildlife it attracts. With the harvested garlic, I used the cloves as well as the green garlic, but don't forget the scapes. If you've grown hardneck variety garlic, do not waste these scapes. Honestly, you can cook with these. They're great. You can make a really nice pesto with them. You can even use them in curries. We make like a nice garlic scape and potato curry, and it's really, really nice. So you can do so much with these, and don't waste them because they're really, really tasty. So so that's what I will be doing with these harvested scapes. Harvest some of my yellow courgettes. Lovely. Some lovely sized courgettes here. To give the plant a bit of a break, I'm going to harvest some of these smaller ones too, because they still taste really good. And that way we can make more of a meal out of them. But yeah, that should be enough for now. So I've just harvested some nice radicchio lettuce. This looks quite small because I have actually been harvesting the outer leaves throughout the week, really whenever we need it. But yeah, needed a bit more of it, so I decided to harvest the whole lot. And yeah, this lettuce has done really well, as well as the Lola Rossa. This has done really well this year. These shallots are great to pickle, and with all this garlic, what I'm going to do is crush it. Because the garlic cloves haven't formed yet, it's easier just to crush it. I mean, to be honest, that's not a bad idea, because usually it's a faff than peeling individual cloves. So this way you can literally just chop them up and crush them. We mix them with ginger and then freeze them so we can add it as an ingredient to our food. Got some lovely courgettes as well, so We'll be making something with these today. And a lovely lettuce, radicchio, some more shallots there, and of course the scapes that I mentioned earlier. This bastiu is now, the leaves are actually going over the veg beds, which is great to see. And I'm not worried about them casting any shade on these beds because these onions are due to be harvested soon anyway. But yeah, they're doing really well. In fact, I always find that a great companion plant that looks really stunning with Musa bastiu is this nice and tall Courgette lucifer. Honestly, this plant and this flower, when it comes into flower, just looks so beautiful with the bananas. It's amazing, amazing to see. As you can see, it's quite blustery and these leaves are really shredded, but there's lots more new leaves unfurling as well. And also the cannas, which had not a very good start to the year, but they're really looking much more healthier now after all that slug damage, and they are doing really well. And I've got another variety of Courgette here as well, which is a smaller flowering variety. Can't remember the name of this one, but it is stunning. Look at these, the pups. They really are just putting on some size. And take a look at this as well. Look, so you've got another lucifer there, and look at, to be honest, this vine I need to control as well. It's actually jasmine that's in flower at the moment. It smells amazing, but it is getting a bit out of control. I am really excited to see this Courgette flower this year. Now this variety is actually where, like the lucifer and some of the other varieties have actually come from. It's actually the parent plant. I was watching Gardener's World, and I think it was an episode where Nick Bailey was in South Africa, and he was literally surrounded by fields full of Courgette paniculata, and I was just thinking I really need to get hold of that plant if I can, because it would be amazing to have in my garden. Anyway, a few weeks after that episode, I was actually in Pan Global Plants, a garden centre that specialise in getting a lot of unusual plants and plants from all over the world. And guess what? I found a plant. I found Courgette paniculata from there. It's just a tiny plant at the time, and I planted it here, and now it seems to have really established itself. And this year, I think it's going to put on a show. There is some other Courgette around here as well, but this one I'm really looking forward to seeing what it looks like. And I think next to the palm and also complemented by the bananas, I think it's going to look amazing. So as well as harvesting and picking my own veg, I take lots of pleasure in cooking and eating it too. This was a really simple recipe using the courgettes that we picked, literally grating courgettes and mixing it with gram flour and some spices, onion, garlic and some herbs, and rolling them up into balls and gently frying them, and then making a rich tomato sauce and then literally mixing them all up together. It makes a lovely meat alternative to meatballs using the courgettes, and it's a great recipe. We will hopefully share some recipes with you in future videos to come, but for now I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and if you've not already done so, subscribe to the channel, and I will hopefully catch you in the next one.